All right, let's check this one out.
And outside my race, but I was dating outside of my race because they was doing things better than my race. I'm gonna keep it 100. My Spanish. I was dating Puerto Rican. I was dating Dominican. I was dating African. I was dating all type of other besides American black. Right? They were doing way more of what we expect we want our woman to do more than our American. Our American got real comfortable
Give
with.
me some examples.
Oh man, I mean, their mannerisms are different. I didn't have to really say much to do and be treated like a king. You see what I'm saying? A lot of times with our own American black, they expect so much of us and what we're supposed to do. Like things like if we go out and eat and we just have a nice dinner, we can go anywhere and eat and get a nice dinner. It had to be Ruth Chris, or it had to be this, that, or it had to be this, that. Then I get somebody that's just as fine, a Cuban or a Colombian. They don't care about nothing. They care about you and your household. Even though they still care about the money, but it's not about the money. You understand what I'm trying to say? It's a difference. Not better, but sometimes we get tired of hearing, Birkin bag.
This is a thing where I said this before. Black women are top level beautiful. A lot of black women are top level beautiful. I mean, like I've dated mainly black women most of my life. Okay. Out of the four serious girlfriends I've had, 3 of them were black. Okay. So I will never, talk about, I think black women are ugly. I don't. Okay. I think they're beautiful. The problem isn't black women's beauty, because this is the thing. Why dating statistics, right? Dating statistics show that black women are at the bottom, right, of the totem pole, right? Bottom of the choice, right? They're the least desirable group of women, right? It's not because of how beautiful they are, because it's not because how they look, or if people are attracted to them. Black women are beautiful. All men of all races are attracted to black women. Attraction is not the problem. It is the personality. I honestly believe, and again, I've dealt with it. Black women have the worst personality. Black women are beautiful. Okay? Men do desire black women. The issue isn't attraction. The issue is black women have one of, if not the worst personality. They are the hardest women to deal with. And I'll probably be talking about this the next live or so. So stay tuned for that. But I mean, yeah, we'll talk about that.
Okay. Is dating outside the black race better?
I mean, if that's better for you, then go for it. I just don't understand why y'all gotta talk about black women while y'all doing it. Leave us out of it. We know you don't like us. You left us. You run into the impoverished countries to get you a little, mamacita or whatever. That's cool. But why you gotta talk about us though when you're doing it? I don't. That's my only gripe. Love who you want to love. If you haven't had any luck in America, go and get you somebody overseas. Just leave us out of it, baby. It's okay. We want you to go find love. Just make sure you stay over there, right? Since you hate black women so much, it ain't good over here. Don't stay on blocks, right? Stay over there.
See, and that mindset that she's spewing, right? The mindset she has right now is the problem. So instead of knowing what's the problem, right? What can you do to fix it? Like, oh, fine. Just, we don't want you. Just go over there. Okay, fine. You don't want these men. And then, right? And then you are complaining about, oh, why are these black athletes, right? Why are these athletes going for snow bunnies? I thought you didn't want these men. Oh, well, I do, because what? Because now these men make money. Yes. Guess what? The men that can fly over to other countries often and support women of other countries, these ain't broke men. Because broke men won't have an easy time buying tickets consistently, constantly going to other countries. Broke men aren't traveling like that. Broke men aren't, supporting women of other country. Broke men aren't doing that. These men are the ones who have good jobs, financially stable. Right? These men are the ones to provide and protect. So now what? You don't want these men. But then on the flip side, you complain that, there's no eligible bachelors out there. Right? There's no men that, wants to that equals women, because we've seen this plenty of times on the Kendra G show. I want a man that's 6 figures. I want a man that's 6 figures. I want a man that's every woman on Kendra G's single show asks for a 6-figure man. And then you have the audacity to say, you know what? We don't care. Go for another one. What is it? So you don't care the men that are financially stable, financially able, okay? May be at your level financially. Go to other women. And yet you constantly ask for said men. Make that make sense. This is the problem with women, where you are the root of your problem. Okay? So instead of, being the women that these types of men want, no, you want to tell these men to go. Go ahead. Find the woman that fits you. And then say, there are no good men out there. There's no men at my level. Where are all the men that make 6 figures? Where are the men that wants to provide? Where are the men that, are financially equal to me? You didn't want them. You told them to go find other women. They do. They're going to. Right? This is why, same thing with certain athletes. You didn't want them, okay, before. Now that these men are with other women, now you're upset.
And that's fine. But
that is the attitude, right? That is what men are talking about, this attitude. So instead of being feminine, ladylike, being loving, where being wanting to desire men, no. Your ego is in the way. We don't need you. Go find these young, less educated women. All right, these less educated women, these poor women. Yeah.
that's my only thing. Why
Jazz,
you gotta
question
talk
for
down
you.
on us?
Question, Jazz.
Why you gotta talk down on us? Why you doing it? It's corny.
Question, Jazz. Do you feel personally attacked when somebody say, like, these people was doing something better than like the black woman I was dating? You feel personally attacked?
I feel like it's unnecessary. It's like what works for you is works for you. Why are you letting everybody know where you failed at? Just go and say, I found a woman that worked for me. Why do a black man or a black woman have to put down black men or a black woman just because they dating outside their race? I hear black women say, these black men ain't nothing. They ain't doing this. If it's a
That part I do agree. Okay, I do agree. You want to date outside your race? Cool. Don't start insulting people of your race while you're doing it. I agree with her that. Okay, I do agree with her that. Where I think that's uncouth. That's ridiculous. I honestly don't like that mindset. Where fine, you want to date people of other races? Cool. But then on the flip side, you're insulting people of your own race? No, that's not cool to me.
offended, I get irritated with that. It's like, girl, no one cares.
Just
Don't-
because
I'll
I
say
hear
it
that
for us.
argument all the time. I hear the argument that like it's okay to like go somewhere else, but don't put us down while you do it, right?
Yeah, because why
But
do you have to do
He
that?
said if somebody says that somebody's doing something better than you, did you just get put down?
Well, the thing is, how is it? Is it a put up?
I mean, if I said like, oh, you're cute, but I think this person is more attractive than you, did you just get like?
But why? But it's not anything. I mean, it's not anything positive. So it's like I might not personally get offended, but it's just like, why do you need to compare me? It's like we get it. You don't like me. You left me. You don't like me. But when you go over there, why do you have to say, see what I got over here, black women? See what I got? They're better than you. They're prettier than you. They're more feminine than you. Nah. It's like, okay.
So, Jazz,
like-
you don't have any. You never critique black men, right? You never have critiques for black men.
As it pertains to what?
Anything. You don't critique black men. I'm assuming that you don't.
Well, I'm a woman. I don't feel like it's my place to critique a man. But what I will say is that if there are topics like having children out of wedlock, and there are a lot of times where men feel like when those children become out of wedlock, they have no part to play in it, then that's when I might say, like, come on now. Like, you both did it. Y'all both have to hold yourself accountable. But, like, I don't spend my days critiquing black men. I love
Well,
black men.
I'm not asking if you spend your days doing it, but do you ever have any critiques about black men and what you like them to do better and what they, what they're not doing at all ever?
Well, I can answer that question.
Well, I mean, no, you can't, because he asked me. So, like I said,
I have personal experience.
you have no personal experience with me, love.
I have personal
So
experience
here,
with Jazz's critiques.
you don't know nothing.
Absolutely.
He asked me, baby. So,
Personal
like I
experience.
said, like
That is right there. That part right there, that is not how you talk to a man. I'm sorry. This is the thing where if this is the problem, I'm gonna be blunt. I'm gonna be straight up. That is why black women are at the bottom of the dating totem pole. I'm not saying black women aren't attractive. I've said this. Most men, especially black men, are attracted to black women. They find them top of the attraction. Okay, black women are very attractive. Like I said, I've dated predominantly black women. They are beautiful. They are gorgeous. Attraction isn't the problem. It is that. It is that. It is how you talk to men. It is how you treat men. It is how you disrespect men. If you want, and this is the thing, if you want a man that's not a man, a beta, a simp, like no, a doormat, no backbone of a man, great. You can be like that all you want. But if you are an actual man who has his shit together, who doesn't take disrespect like that, right? Who has a backbone, who isn't a doormat, that shit is disrespectful. You don't talk to men like that, right? You don't talk. That's not how you go. How you have a conversation with a man, right? It's so the energy. It's like the energy, the disrespect. It's just the masculinity in it. And that's right there. That is how, right? I'm sorry, black women talk to men. That is how they talk to men.
I see.
If you would like another opinion after Jazz give hers, you can ask me.
He will ask you, Anton. Keep it cute on mute. So, like I was saying, no, like if I have like so like, okay, you're saying, do I critique men and say this is what I want better? I don't have to critique a man, right?
Exactly. And that's the problem. And that is a problem. They think it's womanly charm. They think it's cute. They don't see the disrespect in it. And then fine. And some men, right, who predominantly date black women, they may find it, okay, and this is the thing where I came to be like that, right? I've dated predominantly black women. I thought, oh wow, the strong independent woman, that must be that, that's awesome. That's great. Until you date them enough, until you see how other women are, until you see how, other women would treat you. They're like, wow, I prefer that. This again, you wonder why high value men, why athletes date, why the athletes are dating snow bunnies, because they're treated differently. There's respect in the relationship. There is respect in the relationship. She respects him. She treats him like you should treat a man you respect.
Another man on his shortcomings to determine what I need better. So if I go find better for me, that's my business. Oh. I don't have to, if I say I left this man and I found a better man, I'm not about to go to that man that I left and say, ha, look what I got. He better than you. He doing this and that. It's like, no, I'm going to just go get better. I'm going to do better.
Yeah.
I'm going to become better.
Because my question was more, so do you ever critique black men? Like, do you have like any type of critiques? Like, hey, I think they need to do this better. I think the men in our community could be doing that better. Do you ever say anything, any type of generalizations at all?
I mean, sometimes on certain things, like I just pointed out, like the having babies out of wedlock constantly.
Okay.
They can do that. They can reel that in, but okay. I'm not.
So sometimes you do.
That's not a put down though. That's something that you should want to be better at. You shouldn't want to keep having children out of wedlock.
Wouldn't you want to be better at attracting, more high value men or good men? Wouldn't you want to be better at that? Wouldn't you want to be better at attracting decent, good men? Wouldn't you want to be better at that? It's the hypocrisy women never look at, right? It's the hypocrisy women never see. Wouldn't you want to attract men that provide and protect, men that want to be good husbands, men that want to be good fathers? Wouldn't you want to attract that? So really, yes, shaming, right? Shaming people of your race is different than critiquing, right? Different critiquing. Because I saw these videos of, let's say, Asian women, okay? Asian women dating, let's say, dating white boys. And it's like, I wouldn't want to date an Asian man because he's like, he looks like my brother, my father. What the fuck does that mean? That's not a critique at all. That is like something that you can't change. I mean, to say that, that Asian man, he's like my brother, my father. What? Or saying that, oh, you know what? I don't date out. I date outside my race because you know what? Asian people are I don't know, short. How's that critique? That is shame. Now, what the video of the beginning, right? To say that the difference between black women and other women is how they treat their man, it's not really an insult. It's not really an insult. It is critique that if you take it a certain way as a critique where, you know what, a way to improve, well, it's meant for you to improve. If you want to attract said men, well, how you treat said men is a good way to improve.
Yeah, that's not a put down. That's just like, hey, brother, if you want to avoid child support or if you don't want to deal with a crazy baby mama, maybe wrap it up.
Okay,
I mean,
so you said sometimes you do critique.
That's not a put down.
Because you said sometimes.
The
So
thing about the guy is that he was asked a question and
Exactly.
so he answered it
That's what
honestly.
I'm about to say.
You can't disregard somebody else's experiences
Yeah.
because you feel offended. If somebody says, listen, I stopped dating black guys because I decided that I wanted to go on there and date Arabic guys over in this, and they started spending all of this money on me and all of this and this, you know, whatever. And the black guys that I was dating is cheap. I don't feel slighted because I'm not a cheap person. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I'm not going to take the burden on everybody as far as when somebody has an experience and they say, oh, I had a negative experience, I had a bad experience. Cool. I don't have no problem with that. I know that I'm a representation and I got a different vibe and I got a different wave. And I know that all of the guys that I know in particular have a different wave. So I don't get offended when people have their own experiences and they say, well, this is what my life is like. If you deep dive farther enough into it, like even the guy that was on that video, I would say that that's a him problem because
it sure is.
Honestly, that's a him problem. Now, I'm not going to discount his experiences because his experiences is his experiences. But what I found is that if we probably deep dive a little bit more into it, nigga, what is you doing taking a chick to Ruth Chris? I know plenty of guys that don't have to take a chick to the steakhouse in order to get some, you know what I'm saying, to get some action with her.
I get what you're saying.
Well, like I said, because she wasn't attracted. This is the thing. I said this before. The more she's attracted to you, the less effort you have to do. That is 100% true. 100% true. The more she is attracted to you, the less effort you have to do, right? The less effort you have to put out. This is why the players, the bad boys, the Pookies, the Ray Rays, you know, the Chads, the Tyrones, they have sex the first night with these women, right? They barely take these women out. I've seen so many videos of women saying, we've never even gone on an official date. You never gone on an official date? And you've given this man your body? While the nerd, the geek, the awkward men, right? The ones that, you know, you're not attracted to, the fat ones, you know, the short ones, the whatever. Those men, he had to take you to Ruth Chris. Those men had to spend, you know, had to get you an Uber Black. Right? Those men had to open a door for you, had to pull out a chair for you. Those men had to do that. Right? And you still don't give them their body, right? That's the thing. That's because women aren't attracted to these men. So they put rules and standards on said men. So said men that she's not attracted to have to change her mind. While the men that she is attracted to, well, he doesn't have to change her mind. She's attracted to him. She will go to McDonald's, or she will have sex with him the first night she meets him without him taking her on a date. So that is something that a lot of men need to understand. I'm not saying all women, but I think a good amount of women. I think, personal opinion, majority of women, okay, if they are attracted to you, you have to put very little effort in. Very little effort. She will pretty much do the whole thing, right? Because she's into you.
In that instance, in the example that he's using, that's a him problem. I don't think that that's a problem for a lot of guys that deal with women across the board. So, you know,
and that's why I'm saying, and like I get it, like it's a difference of opinion. If you feel like you have to announce why you're dating outside your race, and in that say black women ain't this and black women that you have nothing negative to say, and
then this black
if you
women.
feel, if you feel like that's what you need to say,
experience. That's what he was asked. He was speaking on.
Hey, if that makes him feel better, cool. I think it's corny.
I mean, he just
makes him feel like he answered the question.
I don't think that is corny.
That's just my opinion, guys. It's okay. It's just
I
opinion.
I think he just answered the question.
Actually, but he was asked a question though, Jazz.
I went into
it with malice to put down the black woman. I didn't get that vibe of malice.
I think he just answered.
Okay, that's fine. Because you're not a black woman. Of course, you're not on.
No. If you just said it without somebody, they asked him a question. He just answered it. I mean, that was his
and that's
answer.
cool. The way he answered, I thought it was a little corny because like black women doing this. So it's like, damn, that's been your experience with every black woman in America.
So,
Damn.
Anton, this validates my point.
And that's not my experience with every black woman, right? That's not my experience with every black woman. The one that got away, right? The one that, like I said, I'll probably make a whole video on this, right? The black woman I've dated. She has been the woman that I would say the woman that got away. She treated me with love and respect. She absolutely adored me. Absolutely, she was an amazing woman, right? She was an amazing woman. She was loving, caring, thoughtful, and I know I fucked that up. I know I messed that one up. So I would never say every woman, but this is the thing. Let's say, and I've dated quite a few, but in long-term relationships, I had 3. Out of the 3, like let's say in the relationship, 2 fit that category. 2 fit that category. Now, let's say if I include the ones that I dated, well, pretty much all of them besides 1, right? So, fit the category of very. It's about how you treat them, right? It's about how you treat the man. So, they weren't the most loving, nurturing, caring, in treatment. Now, I'm not saying all women, and I would say, it's the degree of how much she's into you.
Right here, right? Because I don't know if the beginning of that clip played, but he said they do this better, and the lady was like, "I watch what you saying," and he took it, he rolled it back, and he was like, "Well, not better, right?" So, because women like, I'm sorry, Jazz. Women like Jazz.
No, I'm the
it doesn't matter if he said that it was better or not
please
better.
Use me as your punching bag, Mom.
The fact that he reeled it back.
If he said that it was better, if he didn't say it was better,
yeah, it's cool.
Yes, I think that's his experience. The black woman that he's been dealing with was probably problematic for that nigga, and it probably fleeced him out of a lot of money or whatever, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
I don't see any problem with what he said.
I mean, I just find it interesting that I find it interesting that black women can express their experience for years on end about how they experience black men. And when black men finally express themselves and say how they experience black women, it's a problem. Yeah. Now, I agree with you, Jazz, in regards to how you say things. However, number one, everyone has their experience. So number one, I find that interesting. Number two, I also find very interesting that we're not listening. Again, I'll go back to this. because I think this is the problem. We just disregard everything that people say about us. We disregard it. I'm going to specifically talk about Black women, because Black women is very good about doing this. And we will disregard, we will get offensive, we will get mad, we will throw a fit. We do all of these things and not really listen to how other people are experiencing us as a whole. There is something there. People aren't just lying and making up stuff. Black women talk about how they experience Black men as a whole. They call them dogs. They say they're deadbeats. They say all these things about Black men. And as soon as a Black man say, okay, I experience Black women this way, this is my experience with Black women, regarding not better or whatever, this is how I experience Black women when I date them compared to other people when I date them, this is how I experience them. We will get mad and get an attitude. And I just, for the life of me, don't get it. I don't get it. Like, are we like, where?
It is ego. It is ego. I'm sorry. Black women have the biggest ego out of all women. Black women have the biggest ego out of all women. It's like you cannot criticize, cannot critique, cannot, lead Black women. You can't. At least not majority of them. Of course, there's some, but again, the majority of them, you will have a very hard time criticizing, critiquing, giving your opinions to, leading Black women. They do not take that shit.
We talk about emotional intelligence. Where is that when it comes to someone looking at us, how they experience us as a whole when they're dating Black women? It's beyond me.
Val, do you think that every Black woman behaves the way that he described?
Don't do that. Don't do the every.
I asked Val, Mont.
Yeah, let her finish. Do I think that every Black woman, say that again?
Do you think the way that he described the Black women that he experienced, do you think every Black woman acts that way? That they're, because what I heard was they want ... and these is his exact.
Why is it? See, this is the problem with women in general. So when a man talks, right? When a man talks, right? It's every Black woman. Men don't talk like that. Men don't view it like that. Men are logical. Men talk. Being logical, you talk in generalities because you cannot be specific. Nothing is everyone, right? Nothing is everyone. That's ridiculous. And to talk about the minorities, this one person is an endless conversation. There's endless amount of different scenarios. Okay, it is better to talk in generalities. Right? That is the problem. Where with women, seriously, they think that if you're saying something about whatever, it's everyone.
Words. They want Ruth Chris. They, expect more from their men.
So what you just said is that he experienced.
That's what he said.
Right.
He experienced.
Right.
Yes.
And so my question is, do you think every Black woman that he experienced, or just in general, behave like the way that he described? So the reason why I asked you that,
it doesn't matter if it doesn't matter if every Black woman acts that way. It only matters his experience. That is it.
Yeah, but he's generalizing. He said, go back to the clip. He said, our women, our Black women be wanting all of these things. Our Black women be doing all of that. So you have to be mindful of how you say things, right? Because you're right. He can speak about his experience. If he feels like this is the best way for him to speak on his experience.
Which is my point. Black
so my thing is,
do the same.
Here's the thing where you got to understand. For this man, probably most likely, the women, the Black women that he's dealt with weren't really attracted to him. They weren't attracted to him. They're probably attracted to what he can do. This, like I said, if you're the Pookie that is, looks maxed, right? it don't really matter. Yeah, you don't need to do shit. She will drop those panties right then and there. Right? You don't need to do shit. You can take her to McDonald's for all she cares. And she'll still drop those panties for you. But that's the experience. That's not the experience of most men. That's not the experience for most men. So yes, I'll tell you this. If she's not attracted to you, that will be the experience when you're dealing with most women. When you're dealing with most women, you have to make the extra effort. So yes, that will probably be generally most black women. That's the thing. Because this is the thing where I'll be realistic. I'm definitely not looks maxed, right? I'm definitely not top tier, barely top anything, right? I'm very average at best. So I know that I will have to make that extra effort. No woman is gonna want it on the first night with me, right? Well, I mean, I've had one or two, but whatever, right? But majority of women wouldn't. So yes, I would, in my personal view, right? I would say most women, or I would say women to represent most women. Right? Of course, not all, but I would say most women. You will have to make that extra effort. You will have to take her to great, cool, good-looking restaurants, right? Ruth Chris or whatever, because you will have to make up for that. You're not the Chads. You're not the Tyrones. So you would have to make up for that. So yes, in that man's experience, yes, most women would. Even if the woman, right, she would not do that for the Chads, the Tyrones. Don't mean that she wouldn't change it up when it comes to the awkward, the ugly guys, the average guys, the below average guys.
Because we black women been doing the same thing for years. You've been generalizing black men and how they treat black women for years. We've been doing it for years. They do it in movies, they do it on TV, they do it all the time. Everything is about how black men treat black women. We've been generalizing black men on eons. Eons.
I listen, don't say we, because here's my thing.
You may not, but in general, yes, we have. And I'm not talking about the very people.
You're talking about media, right? And there's a lot to go into why there's a certain stereotype of black people in the media, right? When you talk about
media, I'm talking.
But you just said in general.
I gave examples of media. Yes.
Okay.
I gave examples. Yes.
But Jazz,
the generalization doesn't mean
why
everybody.
we have to put somebody else down.
But look,
all I'm asking is whether it's a man doing it or a woman doing it to a black man or a black man doing it to a black woman, why do you have to put down other people to lift yourself up? If you have found love, speak about that.
Sweetie, let me say this. Let me say this.
And when you do that,
it's how you look at things. It's perspective. It's not always putting down.
Let me stop talking.
But look, he's
just
speaking on his experience. Did y'all know he's both married? He's married to a black woman. Look, okay.
Let me just say this. We cannot run away from criticism. We cannot run away from people saying the things that how they experience us or the things that they consider us doing wrong. We can't run away from that. So it's all in perspective. If you look at things like, okay, you're putting me down, instead of looking at what that person said and say, oh, how can I change, or what do I need to do to make my relationship better with my man or with black men in general, or us as a whole, as a community? You can't.
Okay. I like what she's saying. Exactly. This is the thing where what the man did was not necessary, in my opinion, wasn't putting black women down. It's showing you the difference between dating black women in general and dating other women in general. You take it as a criticism, right? Or you take it as putting women down or putting black women down. But in reality, it's to show that, you know what? If you want to date these types of men, or if you want to listen to, you know, how men view women, right? View black women, you take it as, you know what? An opportunity to, you know what? If you want to, maybe change things up. Stop it with the domineering personality. Stop it with the combative personality. Stop it with the aggressive personality. Stop it with that. Right? Stop it. Stop it with like the victimhood mentality. Stop it with the like it's like you're in a fighting, it's like you're in a boxing ring with a person.
It's putting down all the time.
Okay,
How are you
granted.
looking at it?
Granted. So what I'm saying is this, Val. It seems like his only experience. We are all under the understanding that all Black women are not like that. But it seems like that's been his only experience with Black women, and now he don't want anything to do with them. My question is, what are we doing that we're not finding Black women that actually like us, that actually want to build us up, that's not like that? If we're all smart here, right? Except for me. Excuse me. I'm the slowest one here. But if we all know that everybody doesn't operate the same.
It's the attitude. It's the attitude. It's not that, this is a thing where, again, it's not that men don't want to date Black women. They do. They do. God damn, it's the attitude. Really. It's annoying. And why? Right? This is the thing. Why do you have to be annoying? Why? Exactly.
Why are you blaming all women when it's just the women?
Thank you, Artie. Thank you for stopping by, my brother.
That you've experienced.
Let me
Why
tell
aren't
you.
you? And
Let me
then
tell
hold
you.
on.
I'll let you finish, but I'll tell you.
But here's the thing, Val. Why is it the general Black woman's fault when we know you can find you a good Black woman?
Look,
and not have
let me just say this.
This is a thing where, yes, I would say, are there good Black women? Of course. But it doesn't change that that even the good Black women, they can be attitudes. You know, the stereotypical Black woman can show. And that's not because, it's not Black. It's just because we have I honestly believe, especially particularly in the Black community, it's the need to be aggressive, it's the masculine energy that it's such a big thing in the Black community, particularly women. It's that masculine energy, constantly need a battle, constantly need to be tough, constantly need to fight. That's the thing that's like, I think is a detriment.
Let me just say this. You're
I mean, that's why it could be like a needle in a haystack to find the good Black, not good, right? The feminine, ladylike, okay? Like Kevin Samuels say, what feminine, what feminine friendly, women. It's not as popular when it comes to Black women.
saying the reason why is because it's not just him experiencing Black women that way.
But there are a lot of Black men that aren't experiencing Black women that way.
I'm sorry?
There are a lot of Black men who are not experiencing Black women that way, Val. So what I'm saying is, why? How come he hasn't experienced a good Black women if they're out there?
Jazz, he's married to a Black woman. He just was giving
right.
but he's just giving his example in the past. He's married to a Black woman, though.
Yeah. No, that's excellent. You know what I mean? Y'all know
so
me.
He just was giving his experience at that time. And again, he asked.
God, she's annoying.
Yeah. No, it's cool. We're just talking about our opinions on his response. He is very well in his right to speak on his experiences.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes, exactly. Fit, feminine, and friendly.
Right.
And does it change that he's married to a Black woman now?
You said what?
Does it change anything? How you saying? Because he's married to a Black woman right now.
Well, I mean, I'm glad that he was able to find a good Black woman because, like the proof, he just proved the point. If we know there are good Black women out there, why are we making these grand statements that
it's not? Again, this is the thing where I see. This is why when women are leading with emotion, they are illogical. He never said good or bad. He never said that. It is attitude, right? Like I said, I've dated plenty of good Black women. Her being a good woman isn't the problem. I've had my ex she cooked. She always cooks for me. I love that. Cooks for me, bring the food to me. Really I cannot say she's a bad woman. I would not say she's a bad woman. That's not the problem. The problem is the attitude, right? It's the aggressiveness, it's the combativeness, it's the masculinity. It's the masculinity. It's like you are fighting on every decision, right? It's like even if she cooks and cleans for you, you're still. It's like it's a battle, right? Everything else is a battle. So it's not because she's a bad woman or a good woman. Again, it's how she treats you. It's how she talks to you. It's how she disrespects you. Okay? It's how she. This is the thing where a lot of women don't understand. You talking like this, right? Even though you may be a good woman, you could be a holy woman, right? You could be so holy. It doesn't mean that, you know what, that you disrespect man, right? Disrespect men or treat men like, you know, belittle men. Okay? That's the thing where a lot of women seem to not understand. No man is saying you're a bad woman. No man is saying you're a bad woman. Man is saying you're annoying. That doesn't mean you're a bad woman, right? You're annoying. You're combative. You're aggressive. You constantly want to fight. You constantly, it's your way or the highway. It's like, that doesn't mean that you're a bad woman. It means that you are chaotic. It means that you are, just annoying to be with.
They only want to do this. You done went back to a black woman.
He
You
asked
found
a
one.
question.
No, but Jazz, he was asked a question. So if he's answering the question based on experience, he never said.
What was the question that he was asked? Because
why do men date outside the race? Men. So he gave his answer.
Yeah, he gave his perspective, right? And I don't think he was referring to all. Granted, it can't be all. We can't, even though he didn't say some, it's not all. Clearly, because he never dated all black women. But I think some of the stuff he said had validity, because in some different cultures, they're taught to do certain things that Western women aren't taught. So he wasn't knocking the black woman in that clip. He wasn't. Granted, there are men that do it, but he was just answering the question. This is the reason I had this preference of women, because they did X, Y, and Z compared to the women in the Western of what I've encountered, which I think is a great, honestly, if he said black woman ain't shit, I wouldn't take nothing from it, because I'm not a black woman that ain't shit. So
right. And so it comes full circle because he realized. Yeah, and it comes full circle because he realized all black women ain't shit. He ended up with one.
Can we be honest? Hold on. Can we just be honest for a second? Listen, I love y'all, and I have a preference for being around y'all. Y'all are a lot to deal with. Honest to God, like real talk. And I know y'all don't want to have no accountability and do a self-check. I know y'all don't want to be realistic about this. But it is a lot. And I'm not even saying that it's all y'all fault, because I believe that a lot of it may come from different trauma and things that y'all have experienced in y'all childhood and
the lack of male leadership. A good father, right? A good father would not allow that shit. You do not talk over me, right? You do not talk like that to me. And that's the shit. That's the problem. A lack of good male leadership. I mean, I agree. This is where I hold men accountable. But this is the thing where I hold men accountable, but this is the problem. Okay? It goes back to women. Hey, it goes back to women. You didn't choose a man that would be a good male leadership to lead you. You didn't choose that man. You chose the bum to have a kid with. And guess what you produced? You produce aggressive, strong, independent woman. And that's what you get.
Our cultural norms and all of that stuff. But it is. And when you get into a relationship with a black woman, especially when you marry her, you kind of take on a father figure role.
He was talking some good stuff. But yeah. What do you guys think?